You talking to me? You talking to me?
Christopher Nolan's rather soaring, rather grounded, rather suspenseful World War II epic about the evacuation of Dunkirk, and all I can think about is Harry Styles.
We shall go on to the end. We shall never surrender.
The call went out. We have to go to Dunkirk. Ready on the stern line.
What are you doing? You know where we're going.
Into war, George.
I'll be useful, sir.
One of ours.
So, a lot has been said about this film already. It's blowing up at the box office. It's a visual, atmosphere-based war film, so the first thing that comes to mind to the most casual cinema viewers is Terry Malick's The Thin Red Line, although that film also contained the length and as well as the scope of most war films. This film is particularly short at just 106 minutes, so it shows that one of Chris's biggest influences on the movie, as he said, were the films of Robert Bresson, a legendary French filmmaker who made these minimal human dramas from the first era of French cinema to around the 80s. Though he only made a few films, he was very sporadic. This film doesn't particularly take that approach, doesn't particularly take the approach of minimal dialogue, since technically there is a good bit of dialogue in the film, but it has this focus on mood and atmosphere, and really a very natural feel to it, and a minimalist approach to the dialogue rather than just a minimal use of dialogue. So it really does feel more like a Bresson film than maybe an Antonioni or a Wong Kar-wai film, since those are really just like visual mood, like paintings almost, and they don't really just they usually don't contain like a hell of a lot of dialogue. This is not quite like that. This does have pretty good bit of dialogue. It's just not like the emphasis or the focus on like character and dialogue. It really is on like the atmosphere, and so really in a Bressonian kind of way. It also has a very natural flow to it, given that it's a real-time movie about the evacuation, and in a semi-documentary way explores the evacuation of the soldiers from the perspective of land, sea, and air. So you get what's going on from all points of view. So it's very nicely multifaceted. Chris has been known to mess with time in most of his movies, even the Dark Knight trilogy, because there's always this get to the bad guy in time aspect to those movies. But in general, time is obviously a fascination of his, since he's not slowing it down but in this movie he's not slowing it down with wormholes or sequencing the film backwards or doing any crazy abstract stuff with time that he does in his other movies, but using it in the most straightforward way possible without underscoring its significance to the picture. And also, since it's sort of a race the clock movie, there is and it's kind of an action movie. There is a lot of setup for some like race the clock action scenarios, like those last minute scenarios where before they get home safely, there's that one bad guy and that one guy stops him, and that actually does happen where it's like there was this one plane towards the end, German plane towards the end of the movie that's shot down by this one savior. I won't even give away what actor plays him, since it is really a reveal at the end. And it's like, oh yeah, he was cast in the movie. Oh my god! But in any case, that scenario did happen in reality, and in general, this movie plays out very true to the event, but also captures the feeling of this miracle evacuation. So that does add for a very authentic experience. The movie has a great epic scope, a lot of wide landscapes of the horizon and all that, a lot of great aerial shots of the planes. But like all great epics, accounts for the smaller human factor as well when we're on the ground or on the boats. So it combines the large and small scales in a very intimate way, a tradition of all great epics since the days of David Lean. Rotten Tomatoes rating 92% consensus. Dunkirk serves up an emotionally satisfying spectacle delivered by a writer-director in full command of his craft and brought to life by a gifted ensemble cast that honors the fact-based story. Agreed. using Roger Ebert's rating system, but gladly not his critique system, I'll give it 4 out of 4 stars. Not Chris's best film, but certainly a well put together, epic, authentic piece of work. Go see it in 70mm for the full experience. It's an epic war film, so film captures the experience sort of like, the Sistine Chapel. It's a very painterly medium. It's a very, makes for a very epic, big painting, and it just really, it was shot that way and it was meant to be seen that way, so it really is the way to go see the film. So go see it in 70mm for the full IMAX experience.
Ship's about to leave.
Down you go.
They need to send more ships. Every hour the enemy pushes closer. They've activated the civilian boats. Civilians? We need destroyers. Where are we going?
Dunkirk.
I'm not going back. If we go there, we'll die.
You're weekend sailors, not the bloody Navy.
You should be at home!
There's no hiding from this, son. We have a job to do.
Turn it around!
We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall never surrender. We shall never surrender. We shall never surrender.
Where's the bloody Air Force?